Hey everyone, Mark from Guitar Nerds here. In this video, we're going to run down the entire history of the fuzz pedal in 4 minutes or less. Can we fit that much fuzz into 4 minutes? Stick around to find out. First heard on Marty Robbins' 1960 hit, Don't Worry, the fuzz effect was first created by a faulty preamp in producer Glenn Snoddy's mixing console. Applied to the song's 6-string bass solo, this happy accident created an entirely new effect that would spark a sonic revolution. In 1962, Snoddy recreated the effect and presented his prototype fuzz circuit to Gibson, who developed it into the Maestro Fuzz Tone FZ1, the first commercially available fuzz pedal. Marketed to guitarists and bassists as a way of generating trombone and trumpet-like sounds, the FZ1 failed to sell throughout 1963 and 1964. Gibson even created this incredible 7-inch demo record to help boost sales.
How about something sweet and sentimental? We'll use a thin-bodied electric guitar now, and the sound is that of a cello.
However, the fortunes of the fuzz pedal turned around dramatically in 1965. Looking to create horn-like tones, Keith Richards used the FZ1 on arguably the Rolling Stones' most famous riff and reignited public interest in fuzz guitar. As a result, Gibson relaunched the fuzz tone as the FZ1A and proceeded to sell around 40,000 units. While the Stones had access to the American-made Maestro, fuzz was not yet available to the majority of British guitarists. Step forward the Solasound Tone Bender. In 1965, guitarist Vic Flick took an FZ1 into Larry McCarry's guitar shop in London, complaining that he was not totally happy with the sound. Electronics engineer Gary Hurst took the FZ1 design and upped the voltage from 3 volts to 9 volts, increasing the sustain and opening up the sound. Hurst added a wooden casing and named the pedal the Tone Bender Mark I. But the Tone Bender wasn't the only famous fuzz coming from the UK in the mid-1960s. Launched in 1966, the Arbiter fuzz face took inspiration from the Tone Bender Mark 1.5 and featured an iconic design. Instantly recognisable, the fuzz face was launched into the public consciousness by one Jimi Hendrix. First seen using one in late 1966, Hendrix used the fuzz face to full effect and started a fuzz gold rush among electronics manufacturers. Companies such as Marshall, Fender, Vox and Rotosound all released fuzz pedals before the end of the 60s, many of which were simply rebranded versions of the Tone Bender. However, one company released an entirely unique fuzz that still lives on to this day. Designed by Mike Matthews and Bob Meyer, the Electro-Harmonix Big Muff evolved from the company's earlier linear power booster. Matthews hired Meyer to create a fuzz pedal with increased sustain and 3 knobs for greater tone shaping capabilities. Due to its relatively low cost and high reliability, the Big Muff sold phenomenally through the 1970s and became one of the most recognisable fuzz tones of all time. Players such as David Gilmour and Carlos Santana used original Big Muff models on classic recordings, but this exposure was not enough to stop Electro-Harmonix from discontinuing their pedal manufacturing in the mid-1980s digital rack effects boom. However, the rise of grunge in the early 1990s caused a resurgence in the use of classic fuzz tones, and the Big Muff was the pedal of choice. With prices for original units going through the roof, Mike Matthews restarted the Electro-Harmonix production line and brand new Big Muffs began to hit store shelves. In the preceding years, the New York company has reissued almost all of the original Big Muff varieties, as well as introducing many new designs that are incredibly popular with guitarists worldwide. So there we have it, the history of the fuzz pedal in less than 4 minutes. Obviously there are loads that we haven't mentioned, so let me know your favourite fuzz in the comments below. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to Guitar Nerds. We'll be doing loads more videos very, very soon. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.